weak place because he didn't get the result he was looking for yesterday. There might be fragile feelings. I think GaRpY's going to be pretty pumped because he still managed to get a top 4. Normally, I'd probably say Xron is stronger by a small margin, but I think GaRpY's on fire right now.
Machiavelli, before we hit into game, what's your prediction for this matchup?
I want to echo what Zeus said. I think just GaRpY's on a nice run. He's got a good approach, and I think he somehow finds a way to win.
Well, here we go, guys. Kicking things off on Molten Falls. It will be GaRpY, it will be Xron, and we will be having clutches at some point in this matchup. We see Galena start off with GaRpY. He's actually being super aggressive. Throws the totem in to absorb some damage and heal him up at the same time. But Xron walked in. I think he got knocked into the totem, actually.
Wow. Thrown into it. That is absolutely brutal. GaRpY is going to try and push forward a little further. He's going versus the Galena, and it is Xron keeping clutch as the last pick. Xron does have a nice little dodge versus the rocket. LG's good. We've got a machine gun out, but Xron just picks it up in time. GaRpY's going to respawn with BJ.
And we've talked, well, we try to talk a little bit about, you know, choosing when to play what champion when. We've typically seen Clutch as like a second pick champion because of the fact that you can just rush back in after the damage you've done previously and then try to finish off that target. Same with BJ as a second pick. And now GaRpY has to kind of, you know, work with now Clutch as his third and last champion, which now means if he loses this first fight or if he actually wins the fight when he's down to only 1, then he's not going to have that shield up for the refight.
Oh, that was Xron surviving with just a couple of points of health, but GaRpY was respecting a lot and not pushing around the corner just then, because he knows if he walks into that rocket, all of a sudden he's down to the last champion. The nail gun going up versus the LG. It is GaRpY, however, who survives, so he's going to have to now deal with the clutch.
And no dual wield, and you can see GaRpY most likely trying to get that stacked up as quick as he possibly can. The shield's going to be there. The respawn has come back in, and Xron is trying to close this distance. Dual wield's going to be there. He does have LG, does have rockets. He's going to obviously have a giant machine right next to him.
Oh no, was it the suicide? No, I think he did nail gun on the shield and ended up killing himself from it. You're doing so much damage with the nail gun, so all of a sudden the self-damage is just increased extraordinarily.
I like this position by Xron here too, because if you see GaRpY come to him, he's probably going to eat a rail if Xron can hit them, which obviously stops his forward movement and actually does a ton of damage before he gets there. It's bot time for Xron to get his shield back up as well.
Yeah, it's a shame for GaRpY that he couldn't push forward soon enough, but shield's being used. Normally you favor the guy who uses the shield last, but Xron is on a fairly weak stack right now, so the disengagement from GaRpY, not bad at all. Still trying to continue the damage. Could be a race now over to the Mega Health.
Looks like GaRpY's gonna turn on his NOS and get there first. He's actually to catch out Xron with the LG, came through the teleporter! Oh. You love to see it. You love to see the teletags.
It's just invoking the power of Ranger as a clutch. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. And you see, I mean, the thing is, I was talking about this with you guys before. Yeah, I was talking with you guys about this before. Like the upside to having 3 teams here in the tournament under the name of Maestro is, yeah, you get them into the top 8. You earn a lot of money as an organization. Downside is, you come into this duel tournament, you're going to see a lot of Maestro v Maestros happen, and you'll be knocking each other out.
Hey, you guarantee a Maestro player into the next round now.
That's something good, true, yeah.
GaRpY taking it easy. He hasn't even picked up the lightning gun because he didn't want to give up that sound cue in case Xron happened to be near. It would have just given away his position.
The thing is, both these players have had like recent big duel victories. We had Xron win the first Beat Invitational, like you said, GaRpY won.
All the rockets!
GaRpY's trying to connect these, and Xron does escape with the help of the dual wield. But they both do have victories under their belt, and funny enough, in that Beat Invitational, Xron played the most maps by a large margin going into the 5th and final maps, or round, sorry, of these maps. So he's definitely time-tested, and I still would like to see Xron really show up, and he's been able to do it so far here in this round.
Well, at last QuakeCon, Xron got eliminated by Claws in the quarterfinals.
So he lost to the winner.
He lost to the winner in the end, so, I mean, you can't underrate Xron. Even no matter our predictions as well. Xron pushing in with the dual wield form. A couple of shots being missed for the moment, but both players will survive. Nice for GaRpY to be able to get himself onto the heavy armor, but Xron's quickly going to try and equalize that control by getting the other major item. Rail versus LG. There's a rocket direct. The follow-up almost takes down GaRpY.
Xron's actually going to spot him back out again. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Gotta be it.
Happen.
It's gotta be it. Oh.
But he's up against a BJ, and he can slowly heal up during those fights if those shots take too long in between. GaRpY somehow survives. He gets the frag, and now he's looking against Xron with his Galena right under him.
Well, exact timing for him. Peeks away with a rail. Has probably got a light and a mega to take, but Xron's attacking straight away, and it might have been a bit overzealous from him. He's got a totem, but actually his LG is good. And that is going to be Xron continuing to get an advantage in this. Little bits of back and forth. However, it is BJ to deal with, going with the LG. GaRpY missing a couple of shots as Xron almost takes him down. We need to probably see a rush from him right off the bat. Heavy is going to be up.
And he's going to be there. He's probably starting with a starting shotgun. Has rail as well. GaRpY down to 55 HP. You have to be so careful to not be knocked off the map there too if you got railed from the backside. Mega is spawned in, but GaRpY can't pick this one up. But he's just trying to buy time. He's not really caring too much about the Mega. He's caring about getting his shield up so he can deal with his aggression. And Xron's coming directly into him. The shield's going to be there for GaRpY. Xron doesn't have his. And GaRpY might pull this off. 2 HP left. The final rocket's going to come in. And now GaRpY, he's on match point.
Wow. GaRpY was so weak over there, but that was smart of him. I think a lot of players would expect one to go over to the Mega Health, try and continue the control, but he knows that Xron's chasing him with the shield. It's lasting for 7 seconds, and he backs away, focuses on getting the ability back up, and I think Xron maybe got a little bit heated just then, and probably could have afforded to slow down the game. However, recognizing that all those hourglasses being taken, it may have been a matter of 20 more seconds, and GaRpY would have made the aggressive play.
Here we go, Galena yet again. Xron starting with the BJ another time. I feel like the Galenas haven't really been able to shine so far in this duel because they've been just eliminated way too quickly, and that was a good pop. Rocket not going to connect though, and Xron, we talk about Tox, we talk about Claws having good LGs, but so does Xron, to be fair. His rails were really where it's at, but we haven't really seen it so much in this match.
I think Xron's going to have a fair few hourglasses that he can pick up on his route around here, so he should be good.
He actually avoided the rail, by the way. Did you see that? He actually avoided picking it up. Really curious, and he still actually hasn't gotten it. So that's actually an interesting choice out of him to actually bypass it on purpose.
And he could have actually denied a bit of time, I think, from GaRpY if he chose to go over to it.
LG.
He's very slow getting the duel wheeled out. Didn't quite read that GaRpY was coming along, so he's going to lose Blazkowicz rapidly.
And Xron goes Galena instead of Clutch here, knowing that duel was just used. So that's an interesting choice out of him. Typically, you would see the Clutch because now with duel not available for GaRpY, he's much more susceptible to being bursted down. But at the same time, GaRpY did have a massive stack because of Mega and because of Heavy.
Well, what I think happens if you use Clutch second, you kind of feel that all of a sudden, right, you have to make the play happen, because then the enemy player can think, well, if I use Clutch second and I lose that, I have to go against the Clutch of my last champion, which could probably be unfavorable. So I think it's almost like a sort of game of chicken, as when do you play the Clutch among each other. I actually think maybe Clutch is moving to a better champion for third pick.
Kind of like the cleanup crew.
Yeah.
This little rail out of GaRpY there. Just help punish Xron on that Mega pickup. Gonna look to challenge out on him to deny him his access over towards his Heavy, but the pace has definitely slowed down here between the two. Especially when GaRpY does have dual wield, but he did lose to Xron in the last round with dual wield up against Xron on the Galena with LG versus LG. So giving some respect to his fellow teammate here on the Maestro side. Going to be able to push in around towards the bend and immediately backs away. I mean, I think GaRpY also realizes, I just need one more round, right? I need like 2 kills, that's it, to get through to the next round.
No need to rush, but as long as he rushes at the right time, and he probably could have gone in for the kill then. He did so much damage to Xron. Looking for a rail, dual wield now ended.
Missed the jump.
I feel like that could have been a missed opportunity for GaRpY. I hope for his sake it doesn't bite him at the backside later on. This rocket's kind of trapping Xron in the corner, and now he's stacked up. He maybe can press on forward. There's about 5 seconds until the Mega Health is up, and he can get maximum control, but there's a lot of opportunities because he might be missing, but not that one. Xron walks into 2 rockets, and there's 1 frag remaining for GaRpY, and he'll go through to face Rafa.
And look at his stack, look at his dual wield too. It's back online. This is going to be so tough for Xron to take him down. He needs the right weapons for this. The shield's going to be popped really early. He's going to come through the teleporter. GaRpY trying to keep his distance, trying to actually juke him here. Duel comes in as the shield's about to fade. 12 HP left, can somehow...
Oh!
But no, GaRpY with the snipe. Xron will be going home, and GaRpY will be advancing through, like you said, to play against Rafa in the quarterfinals.
3-0 comes out. UK advances. Sorry, I had to say that. It's coming home, guys.
Well, we'll see if it's coming home a little bit later on today. We still have a ton of matches to come up. Machiavelli, we kind of need to break that one down. I mean, again, seeing Clutch for the first time, Zoot and I were talking about having Clutch as typically a second pick, but now potentially move it over to a third pick. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I just like keeping opponents off balance, in my opinion. So it's not good to be, I guess, locked in with the static, oh, we're going to just second pick it. Like, I think you just kind of read the situation and go with it from there and trust your instincts a little bit. These guys are excellent players, and there's an instinctual element to Quake. You're basically reading your opponent, so you're